Saying things people already know out loud is tight.
Get out of my head!
It's cool to know other people think about this stuff too.
This is...
Hey! If you don't stop, I will contact the usher.
What's up, everyone? It's Adam from FWCI. The Stranger Things Season 4 pitch meeting is out already. Good for you, Ryan George. Look at that hustle, getting his fucking work in. I'm really looking forward to this. I have watched Season 4 of this, as well as Seasons 1, 2, and 3, obviously. And after the pitch meeting, we'll have a bit of more of an in-depth chat about Stranger Things. So, and I'm pretty into it. So if you really like Stranger Things, hang out for the end of the video and we'll have a great conversation. But let's see what old mate Ryan George has got to say about Season 4. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Let's see what this is all about. Spoilers ahead, yes.
So, you have a new season of Stranger Things for me? Yes, sir, I do. And guess what? No. Frickin' Hopper is alive. Oh man, it must have been tough.
Guess what? No.
Sir, I do. And guess what? No. Frickin' Hopper is alive. Oh man, it must have been tough for him to survive that big machine explosion that vaporized everyone in the room last season. Actually, it was super easy.
Barely an inconvenience. Off to Russia.
Yeah, see, check this out. He got out of the way. What? Yeah, it turns out that was an option that was on the table, just jumping out of the way. So he's alive, he didn't die. Wow, well, okay, that was easy. Yeah, but see, then it turns out he was picked up by some Russians who somehow got there before the Americans arrived, and they put him in this crazy Russian prison. Oh, those are in Russia. And so Joyce and Murray are gonna have to head over there and help him escape. Very exciting. And then he gets caught and goes back to jail, and they're gonna have to help him escape. Oh, but then later they're gonna escape and they realize they gotta go back. So they're just kind of going in and out of prison this season. In and out for hours,
Yes.
sir. Plus Hopper has like a broken ankle and probably frostbitten feet. Man, that's probably gonna complicate things. Nope. Oh, okay. And we're gonna have this nice reunion with him and Joyce, and they're actually gonna kiss. Aww. Yeah, it's really nice. And he lets her know that he's been eating maggot-filled bread for months. Oh my god. Yeah, so you can imagine how that kiss tasted. Okay, enough about the Russia stuff. What's going on with the Upside Down? What's the big threat this season? Oh, we got this new bad guy this season. Oh boy, so what's his deal? He's this super scary guy. He's bald and slimy looking. He's got like dark magical powers. Right. And many years ago when the hero was young, they somehow defeated this powerful villain, and he's been plotting his return ever since. Uh-huh. And so beyond all odds, it's gonna be a group of high school students that have to take on this bald, super powerful magic guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar, wants to take over the world with his dark powers.
You know, this show did a great job of like isolating the people that knew what's going on with all this. The end of this season is the first time that all of this has really gone like super duper public. I feel like the rest of the season they kind of contain the information.
Thinks non-magical people are beneath him. Name starts with the V. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody's familiar with Voldemort. What? No, it's not Voldemort. I'm not talking about Voldemort. What do you mean it's not Voldemort? You just described Voldemort. What? He's not like Voldemort at all. Does he have a nose? So what's Voldemort up to? What does he want? He's not, okay, so Voldemort is terrorizing Hawkins, and he's doing this thing where he's snapping kids' legs and blowing their eyes up. Oh my god. Yeah, and this cool new character Eddie's gonna get blamed for these murders, so the team's gonna try to help him not get killed by the townspeople. Very nice of them. And so Voldemort needs to open up these 4 gates from the Upside Down, and one of the people he's targeting is Max. Oh no. But right before he kills her, they figure out that if she's listening to her favorite song, he can't kill her, and also they find out the house that he's living in. How do they figure that out? Well, after he attacks Max, she's like doodling these little pieces of what she saw, and then Nancy assembles them all together and is like, whoa, this is a house. She was just doodling disconnected pieces of a house that then intricately assembled to form said house. That's what we're going with. Well, okay then, and what else is going on?
Is that really the oddest thing that has happened in this show? We literally saw that in season 1 where Joyce, or maybe season 2, where Joyce had all the pictures that Will drew of the tunnels. I think season 1.
Well, Jonathan has a new friend named Argyle, and what's he bringing to the table? A van and salt access. Oh, sick! And what's going on with 11? She's been living in California with Will and Jonathan, and her powers are gone. Oh yeah, that's right. So she's gonna reluctantly work with Dr. Brenner to get her powers back and go save her friends. Didn't he die in the first season? Wasn't he killed by a Demogorgon? It sure seemed that way because of what happened, but no, he survived. How? By not explicitly dying on screen. Oh yeah, that does tend to be a great survival.
Yeah. good fucking point. What's that all about?
Tactic. It does. So he's using this machine to bring Eleven back into her forgotten memories of that whole experiment thing when she was a kiddo. Okay. And so she's remembering all these conversations she had with this Henry guy that worked there. Conversations? Couldn't she not talk back then? Hey, shut up. And so eventually she accidentally sets this guy loose, not realizing that he was actually no.
Yeah. Oh, was that all in her head? I don't know what the fuck that was all about.
Number 1, and he hates Dr. Brenner, and he's evil. Uh-oh. Yeah, so he goes nuts and kills all the other kids and injures Dr. Brenner. Why doesn't he kill Brenner too if he hates him so much? Unclear, but so then Eleven goes super intense and sends him into the Upside Down, where he turns into Vecna. Who? Voldemort. He's from Harry Potter. Right, and so eventually we're gonna get to the finale, and all the good guys have to do this crazy stuff simultaneously to defeat the bad guy. What do they have to do? Well, a bunch of them head into the Upside Down. Oh, wow. And so Dustin and Eddie need to lure a bunch of these bat things away from the Voldemort house so Steve and Nancy and Robin could go kill him while they're using Max as bait. And how do they distract the bats? Oh, well, Eddie does this crazy Metallica performance on top of a trailer, and then when the bats come flying in, he has to rush down and get inside the trailer, and let me tell you, he cuts it pretty close. Why didn't he do that performance right in front of the door? Because being on the roof looks a lot cooler. That's a good point.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Die. That makes sense. Oh, you're not surprised? I mean, he's a seemingly lovable character introduced in a new season of Stranger Things. That's pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah.
That's a good point, but he does die like a hero by distracting some bats that didn't really need to be distracted anymore. Well, great. And meanwhile, in Voldemort's house, the other characters are gonna get choked out by some vines. Oh no. For 45 minutes. That's how do they not die? Unclear. And so then at the same time, Eleven is using her
Yeah, they were choking on those vines for quite a long period of time.
powers to go inside Max's mind to try to defeat Voldemort. Oh, how does that go? Well, they show their hands to each other for quite some time. Amazing. And at a certain point, it seems like Eleven's gonna lose, but then Mike tells her that he loves her and she needs to fight, so that gives her an extra boost. She just spent the whole season trying to get her powers back so she could fight. Did she really need a reminder? I just needed something for Mike to do. Oh, okay, gotcha. And at the same time, in Russia, Hopper and Joyce and Murray realize they need to join the fight as well. What? How? Oh, well, they vaguely find out that the kids are fighting some kind of evil back home, so they're like, hey, there were some monsters at the prison, so maybe if we go fight them, that'll help in some way, because it's like a hive mind. Oh, a very big leap.
Yeah, Joyce knew that. I watched the new Rockstars video. I didn't remember it at the time, but they had a flashback, and yes, Joyce was fully aware of the hive and the fact that for the Mind Flayer to be active, a gate needs to be open.
Huge leap, sir, but not only does it turn out they're right, they do it at precisely the perfect moment. Wow, crazy how stuff like that works out sometimes, huh? I know, right? Especially when I've written it that way. Yeah. So they manage to defeat Voldemort, but then Max dies, which opens up this massive gate all around Hawkins. Oh no. But then Eleven brings Max back from the dead, which is a thing she can do now. Oh, great. Yeah, and so then 2 days later, wait, 2 days? What happened? How'd they get out of the Upside Down? Don't worry about it. So they're back and the gates are closed and Max is in a coma and the gates reopen and we're done. Wait, what? We're done. Check back in like 3 years, please. Oh, okay. So what do you think? Well, it sounds like a great season. Hey, what do you think we should use for Max's favorite song? Well, I was thinking we bring Kate Bush back into the mainstream with that song Running Up That Hill. Oh. We're gonna give that old song a huge boost. Oh, bringing back the bush is tight. Don't phrase it like that. Sorry, yeah, no. But we totally will, though.
Kate Bush, #1 on iTunes, a 37-year-old song. Holy crap. Yeah, I love when that kind of stuff happens. That happened with a few other songs as well. Was it all Stranger Things that... I think like Bohemian Rhapsody like shot up the charts when that movie came out. There's a few other ones that maybe Elton John song as well when Rocket Man came out. But that was fun. A few very valid criticisms there of Dr. Brenner getting killed by a Demogorgon. That's a very good point. That happened so long ago, you've completely forgotten about it. And a couple of other things, but I'm happy with Eleven's powers growing and she's learning new abilities now because she's such a I sound like Dr. Brenner. The potential of her is completely unknown. You don't know what the hell she's going to be able to do. She might be like Scarlet Witch and can rewrite reality. Who knows where it's going? But let's talk about season 4 and the other seasons for a little bit as well. So for me, Stranger Things, the first season was just this completely unexpected, I'd say original, because at the time the whole retro thing wasn't as saturated as it is now, and it still felt kind of fresh, and it was just a fantastic mystery, a great story, great characters, great acting. Everything just came together at the right time for Stranger Things Season 1. Season 2, they followed it up I think it was a pretty good follow-up. I don't think it was ever going to be able to match what Season 1 was, just because that was such a unique circumstance that surrounded that season, being the first one and being so fresh. I kind of feel like Deadpool movies are in the same kind of category. Like, Deadpool 2 is fucking awesome, but number 1 is just it was just such an experience, especially if you watched it when it very first came out. It was such a social buzz that was going on around these kind of properties. Then we got to Season 3, and for me, I still liked the story of Season 3, but I felt like the delivery was a bit more campy, a little bit more kind of bubblegummy, if that makes sense. Not like... And the thing is, you can't even say it was aimed for kids, because the dark side of Season 3 was still, unbelievably dark as well. So it was kind of a mishmash of two different vibes going on with that. So that Season 3 is definitely not my favorite. I did like the introduction of, can't remember the character's name, Lucas's little sister. So we got and Billy was a great character in Season 3 as well. So we got some good stuff out of Season 3, but it was a bit of a letdown. Now we're hitting Season 4, and holy shit, it is just absolute mayhem. This is such a dark season of this series. Like, there was very little joy or moments of happiness or even like success for the characters in Season 4. It was just constant nightmares and heartache and, things going wrong, and like there's just such odds that they had to overcome. And I think I saw something where they said they tried to give this season a similar vibe to The Empire Strikes Back from the Star Wars franchise, and that Season 5, which is going to be the final season, is going to have more of a Return of the Jedi vibe. Which, by the way, I just reacted to those movies about 3 or 4 months ago, so go check those out, because that was my first time actually paying attention to Star Wars. So I know what they mean by that. So it looks like we're going to get a bit of heartwarming moments in Season 5, but speaking of Season 5, what do we think? Do we think Will is going to be the good guy, or do we think Will is going to be somehow the bad guy? Because, I don't know, he was in the Upside Down for a long time in Season 1. He says he can feel the Mind Flayer in him. They've never really been able to shake Will's connection to the Upside Down. I don't know how that's going to tie in with Vecna, but Vecna's obviously still kicking as well. The balance of power in Season 5 is going to be amazing, because we've still got 11, I think we've got Will, and I think we've got Vecna, and the Mind Flayer, which is, an extension of Vecna. But we've got these, massive, powerful beings that are going to be waging war in Season 5, and I can't wait for it. Let's talk about Eddie for a moment and the metal performance on the rooftop. I really enjoyed that. I'm not much of a metalhead, I guess, how you would describe Eddie, but I know a lot of people like that. I'm a hip-hop guy. I'm 36, so I was really into hip-hop when I was young, before it was really kind of accepted. And back in the 80s, metal, like Metallica and stuff like that, yeah, they were successful bands, but they were not mainstream successful. They were like kind of shunned from the mainstream. It took a long time for mainstream music to sort of allow hip-hop and metal and, these kind of niche genres that, sort of developed over time. It took a long time for them to be accepted into mainstream. So I'm sure there's people out there watching that scene that were like, had tears in their eyes, watching this great character perform this amazing song in this dark, demonic looking setting, just rocking hard. Like, it was such a beautiful moment. And I was saying before, there was very few moments of like joy in this. Eddie summoning the bats is probably the highlight of the season for me. Like, that, the build up to that scene was just fantastic. But let me know in the comments what you guys thought about Stranger Things Season 4 and the other seasons as well. I know there's a whole ton of stuff that happened in these series that I haven't covered in this, but this isn't a review, it's just a little snapshot of my thoughts of the latest series and the series previous as well. If I had to rank them, Season 4, Oh, season 1, then season 4, then 2, then 3. I feel like that's a pretty safe ranking. Season 4 was amazing, and Argyle is the guy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and as always everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends, see you in the next video. Peace!